Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Day Trade with Tony. It's Valentine's Day today. It's Tuesday, the 14th of February, the day of love. I'm not a big fan of Valentine's Day, if I'm being honest. If you truly love somebody, you shouldn't need one special day of the year to be able to show it. So anyway, Hallmark days are always, made up so you can buy a card and things, and all over commercialized. But that's me on my soapbox. Happy Valentine's to everybody. If you don't have a loved one, if you don't have a Valentine's Day, happy Valentine's Day to you as well. So, pretty good day today. We've been a hard day today. It's been a choppy, sideways, difficult day. CPI data dropped this morning, and a bit of a damp squib, if I'm being honest. The market sold off, rallied immensely, sold off again. And that was the story of the day. It was choppy sideways across the course of the day today. And sometimes you never know what the market is going to react like to a potential catalyst. Sometimes you don't know what the stock is going to react like to a potential catalyst. So a stock might have got earnings, for example, and it sells off. And the inverse is true. It might have an FDA approval and it sells off. It might have, bad clinical trials and it rallies. So you never quite know ahead of time what a stock's going to, how the market's going to react to a particular catalyst, whether it be a macroeconomic catalyst for the market or it be an individual catalyst for the stock. So it's always better to wait for the price action and see what actually happens. So today, we've been a bad boy. We've overtraded today, and this. There wasn't a lot to trade, so I've traded too much. It's probably the bottom line. I've had a lot of good, solid base hits of like $200, $300, $500 gains, and then I've had two big losses in terms of I traded Tesla to the short side. That was a bit silly of me. And lost $1,200. And I traded Upstart. Now, Upstart was going well. I was about $2,000 up on Upstart, and I got caught in it in a flush to the downside. And I didn't have my stop in place. And the amount of times I teach my students to use stops, particularly in the open market, in the regular market, use stops. It helps to minimize your risk. And I tried to trade my way out of it, and it didn't go for me. So it ended up a little over 3,000 down on Upstart. So at one stage, our first trade was on AI. AI is actually the ticker. The company is actually C3 AI. So that was our first trade today, and that was a red one, and we lost $1,000 on that. It wasn't such a big deal. I gave it 20 cents. It was quite volatile, so I gave it 20 cents risk, and I got stopped out. So that was AI, and it kind of from then on we managed to get green, a couple of small green wins. Then we gave that back, and then we got green again, and then we gave that back again. I think the most we were down at one stage was about $2,500. And then we just marginally green coming into to the end of the day, just ready for the closing bell. We're about $300 green or something along those lines. So we'd racked up the commissions, fair play. That's what happens when you're being active. So we've got about over $1,000 in commissions to date. Well, not just commissions, but charges as well. It's probably about $1,500 in commissions and charges. But we've done almost $7,500 in gross profit. So that covers that. It means that we're green on the day. We're not just green, but we're over goal. And that's essentially the good news. How did we get there? Like I say, it was kind of a break-even day. We're actually in the hole in terms of fees and charges more than anything. But we're slightly green on the day at the closing bell. And I was looking at Upstart. I traded Upstart, as I mentioned, to a significant loss. But I was watching Upstart for they've got earnings dropping this evening. But I was also watching Airbnb, and after hours, Airbnb took off. So I traded Airbnb after the bell and into the after hours session. Traded the earnings, very, very good move, and managed to get over $7,000 on Airbnb. So $7,400 in total on the day. 7,100 of that is Airbnb, which just goes to show that it only takes one stock. If I just traded Airbnb today, I would be a lot less stressed, a lot less tense, and that would have got me not just over goal, but the $7,000. I wouldn't have racked up all the commissions that I've racked up, and the charges, the ECN fees, which is probably the biggest part of that. So yeah, that's the story of today. So let's take a look at what actually happened and where it happened, and cover the summary. So nothing moving, as I say, nothing really moving first thing. The only thing I traded pre-market was on the small account, and we lost on the small account. We lost about $1,000 on the small account. So that comes off the overall total as well, because I've got an annual goal in terms of my day trading revenue. So the small account does add up to the overall total, but it's just a separate challenge that I'm for the purpose of the channel. So we traded AI, and this moved up very nicely until it got here. And for whatever reason, I got in right up at the top. You got the break of the half, 22.50, and I got a bit of a poor fill 10 cents later. And then as it pulled back, I looked for support at the $0.50, and the move back up. Whilst it did move back up, I should have took profits. I mean, that was 10 cents there. I could have quite easily taken the profits there at 10 cents. But no, I held on too long, and we got out. And it was about $1,000 down there. So we're in 2,500 shares. We added another 2,500 shares. So I think we were 5,000 shares at an average of about 255, and we got out to about 235 or whatever it was. So we lost $1,000 on AI to start off with. But we made that back later in the day, so that was okay. We made that back plus 500, so that came good. Then what did we trade? We traded AMD. We got a nice little win with AMD. So AMD started to make nice moves up, and we got in as it broke new highs. So we move up, pull back. So we got in for the break of highs, moved up and took some profits, and then got stopped out. It did make a continuation and a move up, but we traded something else. So we traded Palantir, and we got profitable on Palantir as well. So Palantir, we got in here as it broke new highs. We got in for this move up and put a stop in place. As it pulled back, we got stopped out. So that was Palantir. That was a quick move there. Then we traded AI a little bit more. So here, and we made a little bit of profit there. So we got in here as it made, looking for new highs, a little bit of a retracement before moving up, and we took some profits. So that was a little bit back of what we'd, not all of it, but a little bit back of what we'd lost. Then we traded Shopify to the short side. So Shopify started selling off. So we traded this to the short side. As this broke down here, we managed to add to the position. I accidentally added to the position there. It came back up and then sold off, and we covered here, and then we covered for break even on the last part. So we took a third off here, and then the last part was some break even. But overall, Shopify, we got $500 out of Shopify. So again, we're green at this stage. We've made more than we lost. Then we traded Silvergate Capital. This was called out in the Day Trade with Tony Discord, and we traded this one just after lunchtime. So I've been out and walked the dog. We traded Silvergate Capital. It was called out whilst it was pulling the back here, and I got in as it broke new highs. Rode that up. Very quick trade. Took some profits. As it started to pull back, took some more profits, and then set a stop in place, and we got stopped out for the rest. So over $2,000 on that move. really good move. So thanks, Phil, if you're watching. Thanks for the call out in the Discord, because without you calling that out, I probably would have missed that move, and maybe got it a little bit later. There would have been great to have got it here for kind of 16.25 for this break after this pullback. Would have been great to get in here. But look, any green's good green, and we made over $2,000 on that. So that was a great move up. I was trading that in the Discord, in the trading room in the Discord there as well. So then we traded, as I say, it was a busy day. Then we traded Upstart, and Upstart was going so well for us, and we got the move up, and then we got in here, added to the position on the way up, took some profits, added back there, and then added at the top. So we actually took some off here, and then as it started to make its move up, we added at the top, and then we got caught in this flush down. I managed to take some off, but we were caught. I think we're still holding about 5, so I added to the position for a bounce, managed to get some more, and then it flushed down again, and we ended up losing. So Upstart, we ended up $3,000 down, because we're in this position when I added to again there, trying to trade my way out of it, not managing it, because we kind of not been able to get over this 1715. I think 1716 was the resistance level. Not able to get over that. I was trying to trade my way out of it, averaging down, moving up, getting, it was just very choppy. It ended up getting out here to the end of the trade for a loss. It was trading this range, as I say, 1716, between 1716 and 1685, and that was kind of the support level. I couldn't get over the resistance level, so I was looking for the move one way or the up. So I put the stop just below that support level, and it broke the support level, and I got stopped out. So that was unfortunate, but that took me back red on the day again. And then we traded, I think we traded Palantir again. We traded Palantir around just after the top of the hour. And we lost a little bit to start off with, and then we traded. Managed to get that back here. So what we lost here, we gained. So kind of a net, and finished, as I say, with Palantir 350. I think we were about $700 up at one stage. We finished 350. So whatever we lost here, we gained back here. And then we traded AI again, and this is what got us. Made us back our gains from earlier. So we got in there, it pulled back as we broke new highs. It pulled back a little bit. We added to the position and for the move up, and we took the profits off there, and then we set the stop in place and got stopped out for the remainder. And that got us green on AI. So then we traded Tesla, both long and short. We got in here, we already took some profits, got in, stopped out. Then we tried to trade it short, covered for a loss, tried again, covered for a loss, and then at the bottom here we entered, and then we got it even just after hours, kind of break even there. So Tesla, we ended up overall slightly down. We made 950 to the long side, but we lost 1225 to the short side. So Tesla wasn't easy for us. But what was easy for us was Airbnb. And Airbnb made this move up, and we got in here as it pulled. We had this pullback, and then it started to make its move up. And as it moved up, we entered for the break of the $0.50. It might have been. We took some profits straight away. We adding back, taking profits, adding back, taking profits. This is all recorded, so I'll tag this. Given that this is the main trade of the day, pretty much all the gains came from this. The rest was like what we lost on the swings, we gained on the roundabouts. But this was the one that got us not only Major League Green, but also over goal. So I'll tack the trade onto the back of this, the trade recording, and you can watch that on the back of this. So we got in there, took profits along the way, added to the position. It did pull back, but we're just holding through there because we've got the cushion from our initial entry, taking profits on the way up. As it made another pop, we'd got out there, and then we re-entered there, took some profits up at the top there, and then got out as it started to pull back. But I thought about going short on it, but I thought, nah, I'm over goal. Mantra is get green, stay green, get to goal, get out. So I'm over goal, I'm out. So yeah, that was pretty much me done for the day. And as I say, I was about $300 up going into the after hours session with Airbnb. Without that, I couldn't have made my day. I wouldn't have made goal without that. So it's very similar to when I traded Lyft after hours, and you can do that with when you're trading earnings. You get one of these the blue chip stocks, mid and high cap stocks, and you trade the earnings. The rest of the year, I don't really bother with them. So 4 times a year, I'll trade the blue chip stocks. I'll trade the earnings, and if we get a good solid move, I'll look for the entry, and if they've got good earnings, I'll trade to alongside. If they've got bad earnings, I'll look for the short. The good thing is with these blue chip stocks, if you're looking to short it, they're usually very easy to borrow, and you can short them without having to pay locate fees. They're usually very easy to borrow. So I went long on Airbnb, $7,000 up. Cheers, easy, job done. A good green day over goal, and that's what if we can have that every day, great. Where does that put us on the year? Where does that put us on the month? Well, as you can see here, we've racked up another green day, 6,000, half there. 6,000 is what it is because of the, well, I know it's 7,500 on the main account, but if I tack on the $1,000 loss from the small account, it means that overall it's $6,000. So I'm just explaining that is the case. If we look at where we are on the year, $195,000. We ideally want to be at the end of February 240. So we're 45,000 away from being at goal pro rata at the end of February. So we need 45k in order to be tracking for the year that 1.2 net or 1.5 gross. So if I look at for the year, taking January into consideration, my K ratio is nearly 3. A good K ratio, this is to do with risk reward, is 2. And you can see how I've been finding it difficult in February, and I look at the overall. This is the overall thing, but when I look at February, you can see what we're looking at here. So 70% of my trades are winning trades, 30% are losing trades. So it's better than 2 to 1 there. Risk versus reward for the year is actually 2 to 1 ish, give or take. It's actually a little better than 2 to 1. Still got this drawdown. We've got $4,000 to recover. We've got 2 days this week to recover it. So this is from last Monday. We had a drawdown last Monday, and we're still not recovered from it yet. And sometimes it can take a little while because it was a big drawdown. It can take a little while to recover from it. So we're not quite at the highs. The annual highs yet. We're not quite at the month highs even yet, but we are doing okay. The average for the year to date is 6,700 per day. Now I'm just going to change this to February, and you'll see the key difference here. So February with 20k up. So we made $20,000 in February. We're halfway through the month. So a $40,000 month will be a great month. But I need 120. That's what I'm targeting myself on. I've still got a little way to go. If I'm got 9 trading days left, and if I'm 6,000 per day over those 9,000, I'll not only will I get to goal for the year, but I will get very close to goal for the month. So The K ratio in February, as you can see, it's just over 0. So it's really poor. Risk reward in February is not great. Trade selection, it's 2-to-1. It's fine. There's no problem with that. But the risk reward is where I'm losing ground. So February's been difficult. It's still in the drawdown, same drawdown for the year, but February is difficult because we've just been finding it very, very choppy. I've just been finding it. There's not been a lot of easy traders in February. I don't think we've had many parabolic movers. And I'm saying this. I feel like I'm saying this every day. I'm just finding it difficult to trade in February at the moment. It's not a hot market. The market is cyclical. So you have periods of hot periods, and then you have cold periods. I'm going through a cold period at the moment. Now, January was great. I had my best ever trading month in January. Best month of my career. So I was expecting that we would get some continuation in February, but it was like we hit a brick wall. First of the month, we've hit a brick wall, and we're just not seeing that the number of options to trade. So normally I'm looking at, okay, great, $6,000 a day, $10,000 a day, $20,000 a day. I'm normally thinking, yeah, I've got a chance of doing that. Now I'm thinking, will I be able to get to $3,000 on the day? It really is that difficult. And the only difference between me making $2,000 or $3,000 and someone making $200-300 is sizing. So don't get confused at thinking that mixing the two accounts up, having the small account challenge, the $2,500 small account and growing that, and me doing the large account. So I started the large account over $70,000 in equity position today. So it's a much larger account. I've got a lot of buying power, and that allows me to take bigger positions. It allows me to take positions with larger, mid and large cap stocks that I wouldn't be able to take with the small account. And that's a big difference between trading a small account and a large account, is that you've got more choice in the stocks that you can take, and of course the buying power, it just makes it a lot easier. So to make $1,000 with $75,000 account is a lot easier than trying to make $1,000 on a $10,000 account. For sure it is. So that being said, we'll come back tomorrow looking for another 6,000. That's an hour before the market opens, so 8:30 market time, East Coast, New York. It's 1:30 here in Dublin, and hopefully you can join me for the last hour of pre-market, and we'll of course do the first 90 minutes of the regular session, the regular opening hours after the bell rings. So that's 2.5 hours of live trading right here on this channel tomorrow. I'll show you the Airbnb trade that I took after hours today, after the earnings. So trading the Airbnb earnings. I'll let you watch that right after this, as long as you smash that thumbs up button and give me a favor, give me a subscribe if you're enjoying watching me trade. And I will see you again tomorrow, bright and early. Take care. Enjoy your evening. ABNB. Right. There we go. Nice. Very nice. I get to go. Where do I possibly get to go? 29. Just hold it. Oh. Let's get me filled. Get me filled. Get me filled. Why can't I get filled? There we go. 1,300. Six. Microsoft. Oh. I'm not getting filled. $250. $250. Open that goal, okay? No. No fail, no fail, no fail. Okay, filled. You know, that actually quickly after all, that's why I'm not getting filled. Maybe not looking. No, it's 133. Spreads are mental. Spreads are mental. Oh, come on. Obviously, spreads here. Need to get it back in. I'm still looking bullish. That's not doing what's kind of bullish. I'm not going to use bullish. Just the reds are horrible. ABNB, come on. I'm not using your services. There we go. Let's get a hold on. Didn't get a dollar. Quickly, 500 minutes. Come on. We got 133. Okay, so I'm okay with 500 minutes. 500 shares. Nice, I'm getting paid for that already. Go for 30 minutes. I'm 34 on the last edition. Yeah, it's okay. Keep going. 135, come on. 135. Straight to mental. Take the baby. $200. Sorry, we got 490, 35, okay, here we go. 35, 25. It's nice. She's nice. There we go. 7 grand. Happy days. What an awful day trading. Thank goodness for ABNB.